Hello and welcome back to Radio Reviews Revived. I am Caroline Elvers in AS, and today we're going to be reviewing my favorite handheld weather radio of all time, and that is none other than the RadioShack 12-993. Let's get started. Okay, the RadioShack 12-993. So let's take a good look at this weather radio. So here is the front of the radio. Here, I'll put the camera up so you can see it better. So this is the front of what the radio looks like here. You've got your button layout right here, your up, down, select, exit, weather, snooze. Looks very similar to the RadioShack 12-991's button layout, where there's no menu button, because this basically is a 991, but portable. And then you've got your speaker here, which is actually a pretty good speaker, which we'll get to that later. And then here you have the sides, which are, this is all rubber here. And this is where you can plug in your power cord if you have one at 6 volts. And then here's the back. You got the battery compartment there. This spot right here is where you can attach a belt clip. Here's the back information, 12-00993, I guess technically. Your power button is up here, and there's also a backlight button, which I'll just show you right now. It's kind of useless. So this is how the backlight looks normally, but basically if you hold the light button down, it gets like a little bit brighter, but that's really all it does. So I don't really know why it's a thing, but it is there, I guess, if you want it to be just a bit brighter for a little bit. Otherwise, inside the battery compartment, it takes 3 AA batteries, and there's also a switch in there that you can switch it between alkaline and rechargeables, which is really nice because yes, the 993 can take rechargeables. If you have rechargeable batteries and a power cord, you can recharge this thing, which is very, very nice. So that is the look at the RadioShack 12-993, and now we're going to get into the first feature, and that is the Siren Test. Okay, the Siren Test on the RadioShack 12-993. So we're going to have to go into the menu here, and just like the 991, this thing is a very confusing setup. We'll get to that later. But for now, let's go to the alert test. So we have to go to alert mode. This is kind of weird. We have to select voice, which is what I have it on. You can do tone or voice, but I recommend voice. And then we're at the alert volume. So there's 10 different alert volume settings. This is also basically the alert test. You can't do a full alert test. You can just do like a mini one. You'll notice when the volume gets, when it gets too high, the speaker starts to kind of vibrate, which is why I don't keep it on max on this one. I don't have it on 10 because it starts to vibrate a lot, so I have it on volume 7. So, which is still pretty loud. It's loud enough, it'll definitely get your attention. It's got that wee woo 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 siren, like a lot of these RadioShack style radios do. It's the same siren as the 991, the 996, the 519, all that good stuff. So that is the Siren Test on the RadioShack 12-993. So now we're going to be getting on to the next feature, and that is the reception. Okay, the reception on the RadioShack 12-993. And now, let me just point out this real quick. This radio has by far the best reception of any handheld radio I've ever experienced. It's better than the HH, the Cobra, the 259, you know, these guys, pretty much every other handheld weather radio I've had. This right here has the best reception of all of the handheld weather radios I've ever experienced, by far. The 99X series in general just has really good reception. Like the 991 also is one of the best receptions in the game. But the 993 is literally right behind it, and for a handheld, it's absolutely magnificent. So my main station is KHP31, which is only like 10 miles away. But I want to see if we can get something else, so let's see if we can.
Seas 3 to 5 feet.
Here's my local.
Thursday night, northwest winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Friday, north winds.
Channel 1. That's about here.
The wind was north at 10 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.97 inches and falling. Here are the weather conditions around the Carolinas. In Whiteville, rain was falling with a temperature of 46.
Getting them like a charm right now, actually, for how far they are away.
At Conway, it was partly sunny.
Channel 2? Nothing. Channel 4 maybe? Nah.
Extended forecast.
Just channel 1 right now. But still, this thing just, it's great reception, especially because I normally cannot get any other channels. Like, hold on, let me actually compare the 993's reception to the HH reception because I just want to prove my point. So here's my version 16HH, right? Channel 1, go up here. See, look, it's barely getting it. But on the 993, we were getting it way better. So that should prove my point, hopefully, that the 993's reception is the best reception of any handheld weather radio out there. This 993 right here, it's the best handheld for reception. So let's move on to the next feature, and that's the speaker quality. Okay, the speaker quality on the RadioShack 12-993.
Lows around 30. Light and variable winds, becoming southwest around 5 miles per hour after midnight. Wednesday, sunny. Highs in the
The speaker
upper
on the
50s.
quality on this thing's actually pretty dang good. I think the speaker actually sounds really nice, but there's only one flaw about it, and that's if I turn the volume up,
Lows around 40. Highs in the mid-50s. Thursday night.
it starts to get very rattly. And that was actually an issue that I pointed out earlier when we were doing the alert testing, was that whenever the alert volume was too high, you could tell that the speaker was starting to vibrate. So I don't think that's good for the speaker over time, which is the main reason why I keep the volume not at max, but like a bit lower than max. So I'd recommend not keeping it on max, just so that over time the speaker just like doesn't have issues from vibrating all the time. And it'll be fine. It's a really good speaker though overall. Like it has a very good sound to it. So now we're going to move on to the next feature, and that is the build quality. Okay, the build quality on the RadioShack 12-993. So, it's made out of rubber, this like rubber coating. And there's one reason why I do not like that, because if you look at the back here, you can tell there is a lot of marks and stuff, and you can tell in the areas where it's all kind of came off, it's starting to get shiny. That is the problem with the rubber coating on these things, because over time, as these things get used, the rubber coating likes to, come off, and the radio will start to look shiny over time, which, it's fine. Like, the radio itself is still very durable, and I actually opened it up myself and looked inside, and it's definitely pretty durable. It has stuff to protect it from getting water damage. It's pretty dang good build quality overall. Just this rubber coating can get pretty dang annoying, and as you use it over time, it is going to get shiny, so just beware of that. But overall, it has good build quality, good enough that I'm willing to give this a green rank, because like if you drop this thing, it'll be fine. So now we're going to move on to the next thing, and that is the alert blocking. Alright, back into the software we go. Or firmware, I don't know what you want to call it. So let's do the alert blocking here. So, to go to the alert blocking, once again, we have to go through the very confusing menu. We have to go to alert type, and then we have to hit select alert, alert reminder, then signal reminder, and then we can finally go to the alert codes. So you can scroll through the different alerts that you want to have turned on or off. So let's say, let's look at an alert that you might want to turn off. So let's say like, what's something that people would turn off? I guess someone would turn off like a test alert, right? So let's say like the require weekly test that happens every week. Let's say you don't want to hear the test every week. Well, you can turn you can turn the alert off, and when you go back to it, there will be this little symbol showing that it is off. I'm going to keep that on though, because I like to have it on since I like to get all the alerts. But if you don't, like say special marine warnings, you want to have that off, you don't want to hear that alert because it's not important to you, you can turn it off. So that's a very nice thing about the RadioShack 12-993. So now we're going to move on to the next feature, and that's on the outside of the radio, and that is the belt clip. Okay, the belt clip on the RadioShack 12-993. So, this little spot here is where the belt clip attaches. So, this is the belt clip right here, as you can see. So, this little spot right here is where it goes in to the little spot there. So, it attaches like so. And there you go. The belt clip is now on. And obviously you can, attach this to a belt and, carry it along with you whenever you're going places, which is very nice. Definitely, as a portable radio, it's nice to have a way to carry it along with you, and you can utilize the belt clip in order to do that. So yeah, it's a very nice belt clip, and they actually are very nice. They don't break off easily like the HH's do. Way better than the HH's belt clip for sure, because the HH's belt clip, that thing will just break if you take it off the wrong way. But on this one, you just take it off by pushing down this little lever right here, and you just pull it out. There you go. It is now off. It's like very, very easy. Definitely the easiest belt clip to take on or off of all the handheld weather radios I've messed with. So that is the belt clip on the RadioShack 12-993. A very nice one at that. So now we're going to move on to the next feature, and that is the signal reminder. Okay, the signal reminder on the RadioShack 12-993. So, in order to turn it on, we need to go to the alert type again. It's a very confusing menu. There's also the alert reminder, which I keep that off, but the alert reminder will, if you don't push any buttons after an alert, it'll just beep every so long. The signal reminder, here we go. So the signal reminder, we're going to turn it on. And now that the signal reminder is on, I'm going to go to a static channel. So we're going to go to, let's just say, channel 5. I don't get anything on channel 5. So we're going to have to turn it off and back on, because on most of these Radio Shacks, it doesn't work right away. So it's on now, and you'll see any second that signal meter is going to start flashing. And any second now, there it already went. That beep is the signal reminder beep. It's also the same beep as the alert reminder's beep. So every so many seconds, if you don't have a signal, it is going to beep at you like that whenever you don't have a signal, which is actually pretty nice. If you forget to change the channel while you're out on the go, it'll be like, hey, you're not getting a signal. You need to change the channel. So it's a very nice little feature that this radio has. So now I'm going to put this back to channel 7, and I'm going to turn the signal reminder back off because I like to keep that off. But that is a very nice feature on the RadioShack 12-993. So we are going to move on to the next feature, and that's actually, it's not really a feature, it's actually a flaw to this radio. And that is the screen glitch. Oh no! Okay, I need to address this because this is a problem that some people out there have probably had. So the screen glitch will basically occur if the batteries are very low and you turn on the weather broadcast. Now mine's thankfully not low enough right now. As you can see, it turns on just fine. But say if the batteries were too low and you turn on the weather broadcast, the screen, you see how it's just still and nice right now? It would just start going berserk all over the place, going crazy, And after so long of doing that, it can cause permanent damage to the screen's pixels, which can either cause them to start, looking weird, maybe a little glossy thing going over, or maybe it'll just be dead pixels, or just it'll look really weird, it won't even show the time, it's unreadable. That's how bad it can get. On some times, if you have a screen glitch and you don't fix it in time, the screen will literally become unreadable, and you cannot use this thing anymore unless you know how to use it without seeing the screen. That is a huge problem with this thing, because the batteries, they get too low, your 993 is going to screen glitch, and that's a very bad thing. And that's why you need to keep in mind that your batteries need to be high enough. Don't let it get below, I have it on 1 bar, but if you want to be super safe, don't have it go below 2 bars. Not much lower than what I have it at right now, actually. But if you have no bars, definitely switch the batteries out, because you do not want to have the screen glitch happen. That is a very bad flaw about this radio. That's the one flaw. Pretty much everything else about this radio is perfect, other than that. So now we're going to move on to the final thoughts of the RadioShack 12-993. Alright, my final thoughts on the RadioShack 12-993. The RadioShack 12-993 is, once again, by far, the best handheld weather radio. I know it's a long shot to say that, but after showing you its features and how great it picks up stations and all that, I hope I convinced you that the RadioShack 12-993 is by far the best handheld weather radio out there. And these are unfortunately very hard to find. They don't show up on eBay very often. They get taken very fast. But if you have the skill to take a weather radio off eBay in seconds, you might have a shot at getting one of these. And if you see one, get it as soon as possible, because this radio is worth it. It's worth the rush to buy it, because these things are just amazing at what they do. Keep in mind the screen glitch issues and all that, but as long as you know to keep aware of that and you keep up with this radio well, it's going to do very well for you in service. So thank you for watching this video of episode of Radio Views Revived. I'm Carolina Elevators and AIS, signing off. Peace.